rhetoric. It doesn't matter whether you can score points by being formally correct in one or the other accusation, and both sides suffer from this. I think it would be wise right now just to refrain from that and emphasize the positive, emphasize the willingness to cooperate, and let's see where that will take us.
The anti-Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev hopes Barack Obama will launch a new perestroika in the United States. Under Gorbachev, the world political landscape changed. As the news of Barack Obama's victory travelled around the world, foreign leaders reacted with words of praise, support and caution. Emma Jenkinson takes a look now at the global response to his historic election.
It's been quite a night for the United States of America. The 2008 race for the White House is over, and what a finish it was. On Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Barack Obama made history as he was elected the first black president of the United States. As America celebrated, so too did the rest of the world. In Asia, in Europe, and in Africa. As the news travelled across global time zones, world leaders were quick to react.
This is a moment that will live in history as long as history books are written.
I applaud the American people for their courage and for the great morality that they showed. I also congratulate Senator Barack Obama as the President-elect of the United States and wish him and the American people all the best.
The great democracy that is the United States of America has once again demonstrated to the world the greatness of the democratic idea at work.
Though some added a note of caution.
I think we should not expect spectacular decisions from Obama at the moment, particularly regarding Iraq.
And if Americans were still in any doubt about what the rest of the world thought of their choice for president, the newspaper headlines of the international press said it all. Emma Jenkinson, RT, Moscow.
The US election has generated excitement throughout the world. 150 kilometers south of Florida, Cubans weren't partying, but they are hopeful that Obama's promises of change will touch them, as Anastasia Hagulina reports.
Most in Cuba would have voted for Obama if they could. They like his style, his policy, and that he is black. The Cubans watched this election as if it was their own. Under Fidel Castro's reign, Cubans had never seen a black leader. Now they look up to this man who will rule the country. Cubans have been in a de facto Cold War with for almost half a century.
We wait for openness, even small but openness, for them to listen to Cuban problems. That's all we ask for.
I'd like the relations to get better, the embargo to be lifted. We now have a good opportunity for that.
Obama has not promised to lift the trade embargo. Instead, he pledged to undo the restrictions imposed by the Bush administration on family-related travel and money transfers to Cuba. He is determined to close down Guantanamo Bay prison, a facility with a controversial human rights record that the U.S. is leasing off the island.
But he has a good mind, he has very intelligent people to guide the country. He knows about economic, he knows about everything.
But how will that help relations with Cuba? Do you think he will lift the embargo?
Oh, no, I don't know. I'm sure he's begun to help this country. We have to wait when he got the power. When he got the power, that we see if he had something to do about this country.
And even though, like everywhere, there are skeptics, U.S.-Cuba relations will change, most Cubans feel a new era has come for America, for Cuba, and the world. For the first time in decades, the Cubans and the Americans seem to have agreed on something. And even though there have been no exuberant celebrations on the streets of Havana, the Cubans support America's choice and hope Barack Obama will live up to their expectations. Anastasia Haidulina, RT, Havana, Cuba.
In New Delhi, Vikram Bakhil says reaction in India is equally exuberant.
The US elections have generated a lot of interest in this entire region. People switched on their television sets first thing in the morning and watched the results come in. Now, with Obama the winner, there are many in this region who are very happy. One of the reasons that people have had this heightened interest in the US elections is the fact that the US economy has a great influence on Asian economies. And change, what Obama has been talking about in the US context, has been looked at as change that will influence Asia. With me is Aman Agarwal, who's the Vice Chairman of the Indian Institute of Finance. Aman, how do you see this play out? Now Obama is in, his big word was change. It had a different meaning for the Americans and a different meaning for Asians. How do you see it play out?
Vikram, the financial meltdown which has taken place in the US, which has had spillover effects on the world economy, has fostered newer challenges for the US presidency to bring in reforms within the US economy and uplift itself from the recessionary phase we're observing. With Obama coming into the picture and what we have seen from his campaigns before, the clear focus which is there in trying to bring up the US economy is visible. I think the focus, inward focus, and less stress on the foreign policy which has been there in the last 1 decade would be the key factor which the Obama's presidency would focus on and would lead the US out of recession and would bring fruits for the world economy with giving respite to other countries to function on their own foreign policies and structures, not fearing the US or being on their head.
Thank you, Aman.
Thank you.
So while people celebrate the victory of Obama, the next question that is on the minds of many Asians is what will the new presidency do for Asia, especially economically?
Well, that brings up to date for the moment here on RT. I'll be back with a reminder of the headlines at 1:15 to the hour here in Moscow, followed by a unit with the sports. Stay with us.